Hey everyone. Hello. Thursday afternoon. Haven't done a Madtown Minute in a couple of weeks, but we are back. Hey everyone, I am Erica Despain and I am the editor of All Things Madison. If you have never tuned in with us live before, welcome to the Madtown Minute. The Madtown Minute is a weekly segment that I film either on Thursday or Friday, and I share about all the things that I covered that week as well as my personal experiences around town. I like to say that this is the one time I get on here and just in a very live, obviously, unfiltered way, share all the things in a recap, just behind the scenes of kind of what we've been working on. So I always say I like to keep this short and sweet, but today I really would like to. Because we've just got a lot of things going on. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it, jump right into the stories that we have been covering the last week or two, because last week I did not film a Madtown Minute. So let's get right to it, everyone. I hope you're having a great week. It is beautiful outside. Let's get right to it. Okay, so earlier this week, I published a story about Kids Kingdom. It absolutely blew up. One of my top 10 most popular articles ever. People were very engaged with it, very excited about it. They're very excited to hear that Kids Kingdom is getting an entire overhaul and is going to be much more inclusive for children of all abilities. And this is happening later this year. So they are planning for this to all happen in the winter time so that as little play is disrupted as possible. If you have tuned into the Madtown Minute, even just a couple of times, you may have heard me talk about how something I really care about is having more inclusive playgrounds here in our community. We have lived all over and enjoyed playgrounds all over the country. We, pre-pandemic, we traveled a lot. We have just seen that there are communities that have these amazing playgrounds for their communities, and that was kind of something that Madison is lacking. And I've been kind of vocal about that because as a mom of 3 kids, but also just a community member, I think a community of our caliber should have a playground of that caliber. So very, very excited that that is going to be coming later this year. There are a ton of amazing organizations that are a part of that. We have Madison Visionary Partners and the Madison City Disability Advocacy Board. There are all kinds of groups that are involved with that. So they have to raise $690,000. Not a small feat, but I do believe that the city can do it. Stay tuned for some fundraising announcements about that. Tomorrow I will have an article up about Beltone. That is a hearing aid company that is located on Hughes Road over there in front of Hughes Plaza, across the street from the courthouse, City Hall. So I actually just got off the phone with them. They are amazing. Zach and Robin, they are the owners of Beltone. Zach is what we like to say the hearing aid guy. He performs hearing tests on people, and he walked me through what that process looks like, how it is so the opposite of intimidating. Very, very easy. It's also free to get a hearing test. They like to do little test drives with your hearing aids, so you don't have to wonder, is this something that, will actually work when it comes in? They blew my mind that supposedly hearing aids today are a lot like earpods, where you just hook it up to your phone and you can adjust it. You can have conversations on the phone. You can hook it up to your smart TV and control the volume in the hearing aid. So if you are watching TV with someone who likes it turned up real loud, like my grandmother, and it is kind of blowing you away, these hearing aids can help with that. So really excited to partner with them and share with you more about Beltone here in Madison tomorrow on All Things Madison. I have also been working on putting together an article about some of our amazing foster opportunities here in Madison. So it is National Foster Care Awareness Month. So in honor of that, I have reached out to a couple of the biggest resources for foster care here in Madison County. One of them is headquartered here in Madison, another one in Harvest, the North Alabama Foster Closet, as well as Kids to Love. So spoke with 2 people from each of those places, and I'm really excited to share what I learned about that and how the community can be involved, but also if that is a service that you could receive from, how you can receive from it as well. I love doing stories like that. Last week, I wrote a story about Heritage Church's new, they call it like the little 24/7 pantry. That article also blew up. People were so excited to know what those little boxes were over there at Heritage Church off Browns Ferry Road. I loved talking with Pastor Suzanne Ketchke about her heart for those boxes, how she has gotten to talk with some of the people who have been recipients of the food in those boxes. They are designed to be supplemental food pantries. They're not designed to get people through an entire week of groceries. It is designed to, if you are just trying to get a meal or two to get you to your next paycheck, or you just need this side for this to feed your kids tonight or something, if you have a food insecurity, a food need, and that would help get you by for a meal, they are inviting the community on an anonymous basis to go up there and grab what you need, but also inviting the community to contribute to that. So they said it's incredible to see her and her husband, Pastor Michael Ketchke, they are co-pastors of Heritage Church. They'll stock both of those, and they said within 48 hours, everything is gone. So there is a huge need for just food insecurity issues here in Madison, and so great to see what the Ketchkes are doing with that. If you missed that article, I would encourage you to go back and read it. It was a really enjoyable interview to do, story to write, and then story to share, just seeing your feedback. I think my Instagram post about that was one of my top 10 most liked posts and most shared posts ever, because people they were really happy to read about that. So we live in a very good place. We had so much fun at the Trash Pandas game last week. One of my husband's coworkers has season tickets, so he gave us a couple tickets. We had a ball. We went on the second night. We didn't have any issues with traffic. I think they mostly ironed that out. After the first day, they had some, all kinds of issues. Just opening day, you got to work through the kinks. You don't know what's coming until it's actually there. So they worked through a lot of their kinks. We had so much fun. I know a good chunk of the people that work up there at Trash Pandas just through our interactions with All Things Madison, and they are awesome people. They work very hard. They're very creative, and I am relieved for them that they're getting to do what they love to do, the players as well, and the team is doing great. So if you've not been to a game yet, I would encourage you to check it out. Every day is a different theme, something different to make it fun. I think it's just going to be such a fun summer up there at the Trash Pandas game. Let's see, you may have seen yesterday, I talked about Tyra May. So both of our daughters needed haircuts. Both of them dance at the dance company. So I was waiting until their dance recital was over to get their hair all chopped off, because they needed it up in those little ballet buns. So they needed as much length as possible. That was me saying that, not them, of course. So as soon as recital was over this past Saturday, we made appointments at Tyra May. They didn't just need little trims, especially my 5-year-old. She's only had one haircut. She's got lengths of all kinds. So I really just wanted someone that I knew could just look at her hair and the hot mess that it was and be able to give her a cute, fresh little cut for a 5-year-old. And they did just that. So shout out to Martina and Grace, our girl stylists up there. They got their hair washed in the shampoo bowls, and it was adorable to see how much they loved it. I love getting my hair washed up there at Tyra May, so I wasn't surprised that our daughters loved it as well. I'll also be sharing an Instagram post in a couple of days about the men's services. So my husband has actually been going to Tyra May to get his hair done for probably, I guess, the last 3 months, and he loves it. And after watching yesterday what he had done, I am not surprised that is now his new place to get his hair done. His stylist name is Lily. He jokes that he's like a real adult now. He has a stylist. It wasn't like having kids or like buying a house that made him an adult. It was like, he's a stylist, so he feels like he is big time now, and he really enjoys getting his hair cut there. Lily, she has done my hair as well. She just knows what she's doing and gives a great head massage, and it just feels like a very luxurious experience. And they serve beer and wine now up there, so my husband was able to enjoy a beer on Tyra May. It was just great. So just fun, works hard, and he enjoys going up there. So I would encourage all of you, if you are a man watching this, or if there is a guy you love who just needs a new place to get his hair done and just relax for an hour, Tyra May knocks it out of the park. And I really like their owners, Charlotte and Mike. I've talked about them before, but I just think Charlotte is one of the most special people. She is so generous and just loves every single soul that walks through that door and treats them like so. Last week, I introduced you to Dr. Arielle Green. She is a mobile chiropractor here in Madison. So last Monday, I did an article talking about her and her passion for doing pediatric Chiropractic Care. And she actually gave me a big list of all the things that her chiropractic care can take care of. Just all kinds of digestive issues and just amazing things that you wouldn't think would be linked to, your nervous system and your spine and that sort of thing. And so my interview with her was fantastic. I actually had her on speakerphone during our interview. My mom was listening. We had to be out of our house for some home stuff. You guys know we just sold our home. And my mom was listening like, yeah, this is fascinating stuff. And I hung up with Dr. Arielle and was like, yes, this is why I love doing All Things Madison, because I love getting to know these business owners. I love getting to hear the heart behind why they started their businesses and why. One question, if you are on here and I've interviewed you before, you know that one question I always like to ask is, why do you love doing what you do? Do you love doing what you do? What is truly one of the best parts? And very few business owners have an immediate answer. It usually takes them a second to think about it. And I can tell they're like smiling and thinking about it because they probably have all kinds of things they want to say. And then just hearing their responses is always really heartwarming for just what fuels them and keeps them going. So yeah, I think that's about it. Like I said, wanted to try and keep this pretty short and sweet today. We are going to have a warm weekend, and then next week it's going to be in the 90s, so pretty typical for summer in Alabama. Our neighborhood pool is open, so we have been very much enjoying that. We have a few public pools here in Madison. We don't really have like that staple outdoor water park type pool that a lot of communities have. I know a lot of people like to go, I think it's like Sunset Swim Club that's over in Athens. That's a really popular public pool option. And of course, people do go to Dublin Park. They have an outdoor park that in the wintertime they have a dome over and that sort of thing. By the way, I did ask Mayor Finley about a splash pad that is not in the works right now, but they are very aware that people want a splash park. They're just really expensive. You need to find the land, got to have the potential restroom situation and parking situation. And, it's just, I understand it's not super easy to do, but they're aware the people want it. So anyway, I forgot to tell you, shout out to #RickyHSV. I met with him today. We enjoyed Teresita's Tamales. It is a food truck that is over near the intersection of Highway 20 and Sullivan Street. Parked there. I don't know what gas station it is. Maybe like a Chevron. They were delicious. Hey, Ricky. And they were so good. And then we enjoyed, went over to Champy's, hung out with Eugene. He's the owner over there, and we just enjoy them so much. So if you are not following Ricky HSV, he is an awesome food blogger in our community. He travels all over to restaurants and does critiques Chevron. There we go. And he does great things. You can follow him on Instagram and Facebook. So thank you so much for tuning in, whether it was live or whether you're watching this on replay on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. I'm so glad that you took a few minutes to listen to the Madtown Minute this week. I will see you tomorrow with that Beltone story. Have a great Friday and a great weekend. Bye, guys.